If you were to go back and slow down that video, you would see that during the takeaway, you and I could have shaken hands when I was halfway back. And what does that mean? Does it even matter? Well, the reason it matters is because most amateur golfers do literally the opposite. When they take the club back, they hinge their right wrist right away. You can see that shuts the club face and gets my right hand on top of the club. Most golfers start doing this because they slice. And because they slice, they realize the face is open at some point or another. And rather than fixing the problem, they start putting band-aids on their golf swing by trying to patch together a square club face at impact by hooding the face going back. A lot of golfers do this and they get into this kind of position at the top where the face is really, really shut, but they still swing over the top. So now, instead of hitting a big banana slice, they just hit a giant pull. If you want to fix this, of course, the first thing you've got to do is fix path and plane. And I've talked a lot about fixing path and plane in a lot of videos on the site and on YouTube. But what I want to talk about today is how to fix the takeaway so that you stop putting band-aids in your swing and learn how to get the club face square throughout the swing so you're no longer fighting all these compensations as your swing improves. Because at some point, once you learn how to swing from the inside and release the club properly, the last thing you want is a shut club face. So how do you get the takeaway right? Well, one of the things that I tell all my students is that halfway back, you and I should be able to shake hands. If I shake hands with you like this is a normal handshake. If I push from the left side, like a lot of golfers do, and roll it this way, well, this is kind of a weird handshake. And if I do what most golfers do and just hinge my wrist right away, that's a really weird handshake. If you want to learn how to have a proper takeaway, your hands have to really do very little during the takeaway. It's all about understanding that if you can make a normal handshake during the takeaway, then the club is going to be in the right position, assuming you just moved your body correctly. And that's the whole key to understanding the takeaway, is learning how to rotate your body to move the club instead of using your arms and hands. You can see if I just set my wrist, look how far the club's moved. It's moved about 5 feet, but how far has my body moved? It hasn't moved at all. I want the club to move with my body, or actually I want the club to be moved by my body, and that is what gets the club in the right position. I didn't have to do anything to create this position where you and I can shake hands and get the club in the right spot. All I had to do was do our little rotary swing 2-inch shoulder blade glide trick, and all of a sudden the club's exactly where I want it. So if you struggle with your takeaway and you don't understand these body movements, take a look at today's bonus video. It's going to show you how to move your body the way the pros do to get a perfect and simple takeaway every single time. Click the little iCard link you see here, or the icon you see here, or down in the description, and it's going to take you straight to the bonus video. Make sure you click subscribe down below and click that little bell next to it, and that will give you notifications every time we publish a new video on YouTube. The takeaway is one of the quickest ways for you to mess up your golf swing in the first couple inches as the club moves back. It's such a critical part of the swing. It's not the time that you hit the ball, that's the most important part, but it sets up what's going to happen before you hit the ball. And so getting the takeaway right is not an option. It's so easy to get right. I promise you, when you go through the drills that are in this video, you will be able to master the takeaway and it'll be as good as any tour pro in the world. And you're literally going to focus on just moving your body this much. About 2 inches is going to move the club all the way from here to here, about 6 or 7 feet, and you're going to move 2 inches. So let's look at how we need to get our body to move this club into a perfect position. The key comes down to one simple thing, and that is understanding your shoulder blade. Now, everybody's got these shoulder blades back here. It's just what allows your arm all of this great mobility. It's a gliding joint, and it can move all over the surface of your rib cage back here. The key point that you're going to focus on is one simple movement, and that is imagining if my hand was my shoulder blade and this was my spine. I'm going to just move my shoulder blade